What's up, everybody, and welcome to a Thursday, September the 25th edition of The Squeeze. I am Tyler Conium, and we got to talk about the Blue Jays today, I think. Welcome into the show. It's The Squeeze. You can follow me across social media. It's up there. I still have to change that, but Tyler Conium on all my socials, at Tyler Conium Bets on Instagram, not Squeeze Bets. And the format of the show, I want to say it's changing, but it's being tweaked a little bit. Previously, for the last however long, and when I was doing this, and even back when we were doing the newsletter days, this was predominantly just all sports bets. I'd talk for a couple minutes and I would give you 3 picks. Well, I realized that I just kind of enjoyed talking about the sports as much as I enjoyed giving out the bets. And some days I don't have 3 bets. Some days I don't have 5 bets. Some days like today, I have 1 bet. And so I want to talk just really about, obviously, sports betting is going to be the backdrop of this. And if you do just want whatever I'm betting, you can head on over to bettingpros.com/u/Tyler Conium. It's linked in the descriptions wherever you're reading this, seeing this, all that. All my picks are there. If you just want to, what are you betting? You can do that. But I guess part of the reason is just in a bit of a rut with betting, not stopping, certainly not taking a step back, just going, okay, am I betting because I quote unquote have to for the good of the content, or am I betting because I really like the bet? Sometimes it's both. Sometimes I really like the bet. Sometimes I just want to talk about sports, like today, like what are the Blue Jays doing? I do have a bet a little bit later coming up in the NFL for tonight's game. 1 bet so far. Toronto Blue Jays had a 5-game lead in the AL East a week ago. They are now tied with the New York Yankees after another loss to the Boston Red Sox last night. Jays have scored more than 1 run exactly 1 time in their last 7 baseball games. They, at one point this season, had a starting rotation that was among the best in baseball. Tonight, arguably with the season on the line, they're starting Luis Varland in a bullpen game, which they have not done all year. Jose Barrios is in the bullpen. Eric Lauer is in the bullpen. And you're starting Luis Varland, presumably with the thought to go to Eric Lauer afterwards. It is a mess. And it's a bummer because going into this season, there weren't a lot of expectations on the Blue Jays. And then they went on this incredible run where they built this huge lead in the AL East, and we were looking at best records in baseball and best records in the American League and a first-round bye so you can avoid that best of 3 series in the wild card round. And now they're staring that wild card round in the face. We've got 4 games remaining. 1 against the Red Sox, 3 against the Rays. The Yankees, who are minus 300 tonight, have 1 game left against the White Sox before playing the Orioles. So, realistically, the Yankees are going to win this division. Blue Jays are going to have to play the wild card round in a best of 3 with a disaster of a rotation, a disaster of a bullpen, and offense that can't score. Whether Bo Bichette's back, I don't know. Whether they decide to play Anthony Santander, I don't know. But it sucks. And it's a season that I think just got away from them a little bit. I think they're overmanaged. I think they're overcoached. I think John Schneider is a great coach when everything's going well. But he just, I don't know if it's Schneider. I don't know if it's the front office. They just can't stop overthinking this. And I get how involved analytics are in today's game. I get it. But they just can't stop tinkering with sending this guy to the bullpen. Whenever the last time they made the playoffs, you have Barrios against the Twins, his former team, pitching lights out. Revenge game in the playoffs. They pull him early for no reason and they lose the game. Now they decide, yeah, he hasn't had the greatest season, but he's a dog. He's a gamer. You send him to the bullpen. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Seattle Mariners, man, the Houston Astros led the AL West for almost the entire season. The Seattle Mariners clinched the AL West last night with 4 games to go. Cal Raleigh has 60 home runs. 6-0. Nobody is talking about Cal Raleigh for MVP. Judges consider the runaway candidate. Now, look, if you want to base this just off WAR, Aaron Judge has a 9.3. Cal Raleigh has a 7.2. Because Cal Raleigh, dude has 14 stolen bases, by the way. He's a catcher. He's hitting 248. Aaron Judge has 12 stolen bases. He's hitting 328. So he's got an OPS of 1.136. Cal Raleigh is 0.959. So I get it. But the Seattle Mariners, man, they come all the way back, clinch the division. Cal Raleigh has 60 home runs. 61 to me that's still. I know Aaron Judge hit 62, which is crazy. That was 3 years ago now. 4 years ago. 61 just still feels like the mark, you know? I know McGuire beat it. I know Sosa beat it. I know Bonds beat it. I know Judge beat it. But there's still something a little bit magical about 61. Cal Raleigh's right there. And so the postseason picture is looking interesting. The Tigers fall out of the Central. Like, if you're the Jays, the Astros, and the Tigers, you do not want to be playing the Yankees, the Guardians, and the Mariners heading into the playoffs. And that's where we're at. So we'll see what happens there. Going to be interesting. I tried to post this graphic the other day about the CFL, and there was a problem. There was no audio over it. So I just want to quickly, one more time, if you're watching on YouTube, where's the infographic? Of course, now the infographic's not there. The talking's there. The graphic isn't there. Let's see if I can get this back in real time. If you're listening, I apologize. There it is. If you're on YouTube, you can see it. The rule changes in the CFL. Just want to put this graphic up just for the YouTube people, for the audio people. Again, I don't hate these rule changes. I think they're pretty good. I think you're going to actually see more scoring. I think you're actually going to see more entertaining football. And I think you're actually going to see the skill gap closed a little bit because of these rule changes. And CFL fans love to gatekeep the CFL. Guess what? Nobody's watching. So you can argue the rule changes aren't going to make anybody watch either. I don't necessarily disagree, but people aren't watching anyway, so you might as well try something. Let's talk about tonight. Arizona Cardinals, Seattle Seahawks. If you're here for the bet, here it is. Give me the look how easy this is. The Seattle Seahawks on the money line for minus 120. That's my only bet so far. I'll probably dabble in some picks and props later on. Like I said, my betting cards have been really heavy. 15 bets on Sunday and didn't do so well. So kind of, reining it in a little bit. Let's stick with what I like. You have the Seattle Seahawks. I know they're on the road tonight, and I know that they are 2-1. They lost the San Francisco 49ers in week 1, 17-13. Beat the Steelers 31-17, and they beat the Saints 44-13. Like, beat them pretty good. I know it's the New Orleans Saints who are not good at all, right? And then you're going to look at Arizona. They beat New Orleans, but only 20-13. They beat Carolina, but only 27-22. And then they lost to the San Francisco 49ers last week, 16-15. I just don't trust Kyler Murray in this situation as a favorite. I just don't. You're probably going to hear a dog barking because that's what happens when the mail comes. So I apologize for that. It's just really hard to trust Kyler Murray. I like Sam Darnold. I think the Seattle Seahawks offense is just a little bit better. I don't think the chemistry is still there yet between Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. They just lost James Conner. Now Trey Benson is a great fill-in, no doubt about that. But you're still down your starting running back, and they're coming off the short week, having played on Monday night. Having played Sunday, but now coming into Thursday, having lost their starting running back. Give me the Seattle Seahawks on the money line. And that's really it. The Blue Jays today, man, if you want to look for some leans, the Jays are minus 130 today with the bullpen game. I don't know, man. Red Sox plus 17. That's not necessarily terrible. Mariners clinched last night, so do they have a little bit of a letdown game? Colorado Rockies are plus 180 if you want a couple of leans. But my main bet for today, Seattle Seahawks minus 120 on the money line. Again, you can follow me across all my social channels. Lots to talk about, lots of picks, props throughout the day. Talking sports, available on Apple and on Spotify. It's Thursday. Have a great Thursday. Let's talk some sports.